Good evening. I'm Chanel, Vehicle Title Expert. Thank you so much for stopping by and thank you in advance for subscribing. So, are you going to be selling a vehicle to someone and you're going to finance it as well? Maybe the person that is going to be buying the vehicle would not be dealing with a traditional bank or lender. Maybe they ask you, could you finance the vehicle? They're making, or they're going to make monthly payments to you, or maybe you volunteered to accept monthly payments from the individual until the vehicle is paid off. If this is you, you will want to stay tuned and listen to this entire video segment. Okay, so I do understand that you may be drafting up a contract or IOU for this type of transaction for the buyer to get the vehicle titled. However, you want to make sure that your security interest is safeguarded. You want to make sure that that title is safeguarded. You want to make sure that you, the lien holder, which you are if you're going to finance it, that your security interest is protected. Very important. So during this segment, I will highlight some things that you should take into consideration regarding your financial interest in the vehicle and getting that title perfected with the lien on it. Okay, so number one, in spite of the fact that you may know the person could be a family member or a good friend, my recommendation is for you to go to the DMV with the person, okay, to make sure the transaction is titled accurately, and to have you as the lien holder listed on that title. Okay, regardless of the fact you may not want to go to DMV, I get that, or you may look at the time, but I would rather you lose a little bit of time than for you to have a title or lien nightmare down the road in the event things do not turn out the way you had hoped between yourself and the buyer. So when you go to the DMV, advise the DMV clerk that you are the lien holder, and they will put you as the lien holder on the title record. Whatever documentation, depending on the state, will be provided. You may have to fill out forms or whatnot, but regardless, it's going to be worth your time. You want to make sure you are put down on that title record as the lien holder. If not, and you trust the buyer, rest assured, you are not going to be getting that title, as a guarantee. Anything can happen. Not saying the person will commit fraud on purpose, but they may not advise the DMV that there is a lien. So you will be without that title. So go to the DMV with the buyer. Okay. I want to talk about the fact that you might have an IOU or a contract in place. The IOU or that contract is not in lieu of, the lien actually being on that title. So if you do not have that lien put on, at best, the IOU or contract you have, you might be able to go to, you know, court and use that with the hopes of getting recourse because your title was not perfected with the link. So that's why I recommend you go to the DMV. If you realize later on that the lien was not put on, and you may have asked the buyer about it, and they could be giving you the runaround or they could lie. It's going to be harder to put that lien in place depending on your state, because if you don't have that title, then the DMV most likely will give that title to the buyer. So the sooner you get this done, the better. If you wait until the last minute, then most likely you will have to go to court, depending on how much time, has taken place. Okay. So you really want to be vigilant when it comes to getting that lien put on. Now, on most states, that lien will be put on the back of the title or the front, depending on your state. You will fill your information there as well. That's something else you can do. If you're not really able to make it into the DMV, if there's a place on the title to record that lien, make sure you list yourself as the lien holder. Okay. If you have any questions about it or you need guidance, reach out to the DMV or a title agency such as myself, and we can guide you to make sure you are filling out the right section on the title accordingly. Okay, so this is something else you will want to do in the event you're not able to visit the DMV with the buyer. Okay, but again, focus on getting your lien recorded. Do not assume because you know the person, you're close with the person, that they are going to think about your best interest. Because if that lien is not in place from the beginning, it's going to be very hard to get that title down the road. Okay, so just keep these little tips in mind when it comes to getting that lien recorded and that lien put on the title, because if not, it could become a legal and financial nightmare for you. And I'm going to repeat, even though you have an IOU, you may even have a contract, you still want to take it past that and make sure that lien is put on that title. And then in turn, it will be on the title record itself. Okay. So again, do your due diligence. Do not just sit back and allow the buyer to go to DMV on your behalf. Okay. It's your security interest. You're trying to get the title and hold on to the title until the buyer satisfies their financial arrangement with you. So because you have all of that at stake, the title and the lien, make sure you get, your recording done as quickly as possible up front so that you will not have any issues at all. If you have any questions to make sure your lien is put on place on your title record and you are the lien holder, please drop me a line below or visit me at wisdomandauthority.com. Please check me out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please click share and subscribe. I hope to hear from you soon.